Everyone. The first day of spring. Glad to have you all here. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the March edition of our Solution for Success education series. Today's topic is Microsoft Teams Phone. We've been asked about it by many of our clients, and I'd be happy to kind of shed some light on it and tell you more. During this session, again, it's only 30 minutes, so it's a very high level to provide you with information. And if in case you need more extended information, we're happy to chat after this meeting. We will be recording this session and we will post it on our social media. And also you can post your question in the chat and we make sure we get it all answered for you. So that's it. Let's start. So again, our agenda, just for those that they don't know us, just a little bit about who is Point Alliance. We're gonna get into Microsoft Teams Phone, talk about licensing, and give you a demo as well of some of the features. Point Alliance, we are IT consulting based in Toronto. Our team is, we are fortunate that our team is 100% Microsoft certified. And we've been in business, as you can see on our logo, since 2002. So we've been around for a while, and we have lots of competency within the Microsoft Cloud area. About me, again, my name is John Zare. You can find me on LinkedIn, and also if you like to email me, you also work with the Microsoft Teams and Phone extensively. I'm also certified Teams administrator. So again, what is a Microsoft Teams Phone? So again, Microsoft Teams Phone is a cloud-based phone system that is fully integrated in Microsoft Teams. As what we have seen over the last few years, especially through COVID, the adoption of the Microsoft Teams, right? Again, as of last report, I think the number was about 270 million daily users on Microsoft Teams, that they're using it for chat, for meeting, video calls, and so on. And that's why Microsoft Teams Phone is such a great addition, because you're already using the Teams for meeting through the audio and video, and making a phone call is not any different. And what it will bring you, it just bring a unified communication in one place. It's easy to collaborate. It's a very cost effective when you compare it with the traditional phone companies. It integrates so well because, again, you're already in the Teams. You don't have to add any additional software. If you are in your Outlook and you want to make a phone call, you just click on the person's phone number, team loaded and dial the number for you. You can customize it, and we're going to get into that shortly as well, and that's very important. So Microsoft Teams Phone is not just a phone. You know, it's a whole phone system as well that you get with your subscription. That will allow you to set up your organizations, auto attendant and call queues, and so many other features which is also integrated within the Teams and your Teams channels and so on. And the other important part is that mobile access to all features. So again, doesn't matter where you are. I could be at my desk using my computer to take the phone call. I could be using a web browser to take a phone call and log into Teams, or I can be on mobile device. And the great thing about this is that I take the call, doesn't matter where I am. So again, it seems like I'm always on my desk. Also, when I'm making an outgoing call, doesn't matter from my desktop through the web or the mobile device, is always showing my desk number. So I don't have to tell people they do not need to know my personal mobile numbers and so on. So just also make it easier, especially for the organization that people have their own devices, but they're hesitant to share their mobile numbers or those things. So that will mask that and allow the user to use the Teams without any hesitation. So some of the basic controls that you get out of this, of course, make and answer calls. You can merge calls. You can transfer calls between devices. Let's just say you're driving to the office, you need to make the phone call, right, on your mobile device. So now you're at your desk. What you can do, you can just push a button and transfer it to your desk now. So it really make it easier to have that option. Your voicemail, that's a great feature with the voicemail that what I like. The fact of the voicemail will arrive as a transcripted with the attachment in my mailbox. And also I can go to Teams either on my mobile device or on the desktop or browser and I check out my voicemail that way too. The nice thing about the receiving email with the voicemail transcribed and those things. So sometimes you get the message from someone and you want to save that to their folder, to that client folder. This allow you easily to have that file with a voicemail, just save it to the folder. And also, of course, you can go to the Teams and see that thing. And again, the last option, talk about transcribe your call. The other great thing about the phone system is that also integrates so well with your car. So when you get in a phone call, you can take the call, be hands-free. If you have CarPlay or car or it's just a normal Bluetooth. So that works very well too, and you don't have to worry about it. So integrate with your phone, doesn't matter if it's an iOS or Android device, which is also important. Some of the advanced control, as I mentioned, auto attendant. So when you get the licenses to Microsoft Teams phone, it will also allow you to get phone numbers, which is they are not user numbers, they're organization numbers, or they call them service numbers. Basically, you assign them to the auto attendant. Let's just say for in our case, our main number is 416-943-001. So we did port that number over, and that's the service number. So when people call that number, they don't call the person, will ring the auto attendant. And what the auto attendant does, now he can guide the user through different areas. Maybe they want to go to accounting, maybe they want to talk to marketing, maybe they talk to the support. And from there, what you can do, you can call them, push them to the call queues. And the call queues is a group of people. And again, that group of people that does not have to be available at all time. Let's just say the call queue has 5 members, your help desk or accounting. It will ring them and will ring who is available. And you have an option of how you wanted that ring one at a time to go each person or ring them all at the same time. So again, that could be set up as a call queue. The nice thing about the call queue, you also can have an option, as you can see at next thing, is a voice enabled channels. So I can associate a call queue to the channel. So from the channel in Microsoft Teams, that the whole team that involved with like a support, the discussing thing, have those things, they also can make a phone call. So when they make an outgoing call, the number will show is a help desk number, not even the own number. So you can also mask that. So let's just say you wanted the number come from that shows not the person number, but it's that department number. That's also is an option. And a screen pop-up. So when the call come in, you can identify it. Is it coming from the calling me directly or calling me because I'm a member of the call queue? So if call come through the help desk, I can see that's a help desk call queue, and I can also answer it appropriately based off the where the destination of the call. Then you got the PSTN calling. So there's a few options that you have with the Microsoft Teams phone. One is an operator connect. That means that you can connect your existing system within Microsoft Teams, and then you don't have to kind of port all your numbers over, and your numbers stay with your current provider, and you can route the calls through the operator connect. And also we have direct routing there. So there's a couple of different ways of setting up that how you want to use your existing system and route them through the Teams and how the call could be handled. The other one is very interesting, especially if you're in Canada, it's called Team Phone Mobile. So again, this is growing, is a new thing, this is coming, and especially in Canada, there are more providers in the United States and some other countries. So what this allows you, lots of organizations, they already have mobile phones for all the staff, right? They already give them mobile phone to have a number. Why they have to have a second number not to do that? So the Team Phone Mobile allows you to keep those phone number, and you only have one unified number, and that number works on your mobile device as it is right now, and also works from the Teams. So again, in Canada so far, the Rogers Telecommunication has that service available, so you can take advantage of that. So that's a bit of cost saving as well. So you don't have to manage 2 different phone numbers and 2 different servers. And the last one, Microsoft Teams calling plan. That's very straightforward. You pay one fee, which has a phone system into it and a North America calling plan. And as easy as that. So when you hire a new employee, you give them the Microsoft Office licenses, you give them Teams calling plan, you assign them the phone number, they're all set. They start the Teams, they see the phone number and under the calls tab there, and as easy as that. The person leaves, you can retract it. The nice thing about the Microsoft Teams phone, you don't pay based off the phone numbers. You could have a pool of the phone numbers that unused perhaps. You're only paying for people using them and based off the licenses. Unlike the phone company, they really don't care if you have using a phone number. If your pool of numbers is a 10 numbers or 5 or 20, whatever it is, you're paying for that, regardless of you're using it or not. Within the Microsoft world, you're only paying for what you're using. So you could park those numbers over. One other thing that you also want to consider within the North America, the phone numbers are, you can port your numbers, right? So the whoever is your provider, could be Bell, TELUS, Rogers, or any other third-party company that have that. By law, they need to give up the numbers if you choose to. So you will go through the process. It takes about 10 business days. You fill up the form, you make a request that your existing numbers to be ported over to Microsoft Teams. And then again, that's easy as that. And again, just a small paperwork, and we'll be able be more than happy to assist you with that process. So all those things come here, so you only have one location to take care of everything, and you don't have to go to multiple locations with that. Devices. Again, there is a variety of the devices available. And again, we are all on the Teams anyway, and probably be using a headset or headphones, or I'm using my device right now, speakers and a microphone. So you have lots of choices there. But again, as you can see on the picture on the next slide, there is you can even go with a traditional desk phone. Let's just say you have a user to say, you know what, I'd like to have desk phone on my desk. I want to go that route, or I don't want to use a headset those things. So there's lots of options. So I have a few pictures here, and I'm going to go to the next one, and you can see plenty of options there. Again, these are all poly devices, and they're all Teams certified, by the way. That's very important because they understand Teams. When you go there, they have a Teams button. You want to join the call, get on a call, of those things. And all these devices, again, with the desk phones, as simple as you just log into it with your username and password for your Microsoft 365, and will manage itself. And with the headsets, of course, just the headset you plug into your device and go from there. The nice thing about the Poly devices is that they also have a central management control called Poly Lens. You're actually going to make sure the health of all your desk phones. If you decide to go with the desk phones, you can manage them all, control in one central place, make sure they have the latest firmware and updates as well. So that's something also consider when you're going with the desk phones. You want to go with a vendor can provide you all those, the extension of the, just not the device, and also the support and going forward with those devices. So Teams phone licensing depends in which model you want to go. So the first one is a Team phone standard. Basically, that's only a phone license, doesn't have a calling plan. And that's why if you're going to go with a direct routing or that you're going to do. So that means you're going to use your existing infrastructure and just pass that call through the Teams. So for that, you don't need a calling plan because you're calling plan with the existing provider. The second option is a phone Teams with a calling plan, which is just has everything into it, right? So you don't have to do anything, have all the features, the phone system and calling plan. I'm going to go to detail to each one of those. And next one is a Microsoft 365 E5 license, which will also have the phone system built into it, but you will need to add a calling plan to it. So let's just say which one of these things. Again, Microsoft Teams Standard has a cloud-based phone system license built into it. Make and receive voice and calls over PSTN or internet connection. join call from range of devices, and you can transfer the calls. And you can, again, add an operator PSTN service with the operator connect or direct routing, as I mentioned. And integrate mobile plans with the operator connect mobile. Again, in Canada, there's only one provider, but I'm sure there's more providers coming on board shortly. And uptime is 99.99%. We are using the Microsoft phone system ourselves for at least 6 years now, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the best thing we did, that make that shift and bring it over. So with the calling plan has everything there, but you also get a phone number, and your PSTN service is Microsoft instead of your existing provider. And again, inclusive the domestic calling plan. And when Microsoft, again, in North America, at least for Canada, when you buy the licenses, the domestic calling plan, that means US and Canada. So that's included in your calling. Microsoft 365 E5 licenses, again, everything is included in the standard again, and productivity apps and services, and enterprise-grade security and compliance. And that's very important about security of it, because you get the end-to-end encryption with the Microsoft Teams, and it's secure, and it's all within the same environment. And also the tool, again, Microsoft Teams Phone, as I mentioned, integrate with the other Microsoft products, such as Outlook, OneDrive, and also Dynamics. So how is that the Microsoft Teams Phone ranks, right? So Microsoft's position the highest for availability of to execute and compliance of vision by the Gartner. And again, Icon Research Microsoft has the highest average score of the voice quality, right? And again, one thing you have to remember, with any VoIP system, you're also at the mercy of your internet connection, right? So you have to consider that. And that said, I've been in places with a full quality, and it's still the Teams phone has been great and the video, but again, that's something you have to consider. If you have very low bandwidth things, you perhaps the video might suffer, but again, we talk about the phone system, the phone quality is always great, and we never have heard any complaint that people say that the quality is not good or I cannot hear it, because you do get sometimes the calls, it's coming and you like it sound like a robot. So the sound quality is very good, and so that's it. Let me just jump into the demo, show you how that Microsoft Team Admin Center works and how you manage all those things. Again, all this thing is available to you. So I'm gonna just go to sharing and share my screen here. And hopefully you can see my screen right now. All right. So as you can see between the admin center, once you do have a licensing for the phone, you get an extended section here with a voice here that is added, and you have lots of features here. So again, the basic one that you will set right off the bat you want to do. Again, by the way, auto attendant is available. There's no extra cost to it. And some clients that don't use that because they say they don't need it, but it's definitely is a great feature. I don't see why not to use that, right? So it is good to have, and you can direct people to the right departments or the person in your group. So auto attendant is great. You can set it up. You have the phone number you assign to it. You also can do 800 numbers or the local numbers. You can select who is your operator in case you have a receptionist. That could be the option. You're selecting your time zone and also the language. That's important too. So when it's calling the dialogue, everything is correct. And then you can, with the greeting and those things, you can either type it as a text, which works very well, or upload a recording. Again, there are services available. Again, if you can always record it yourself and upload those MP3s. But there are also services available online, like a company called Amazing Voice, which is you send them the script, you select whose voice would be and what kind of language it is, could be English, French, or different dialogues, and it does an amazing job. They send a file back to you in a few days, you upload it, and you are good to go. And you can see like there's a greeting, and what's going to happen, and if somebody called this number, where does it go to, and so on. So that's for regular hours. You also, in case your business runs at different hours, you can put it like okay, from 9 to 6, for example, the calls goes through the normal things. After 6, it goes to the after hours, and the message is different. And again, the different options here that we have. And then you have your holiday setting, and that's important because sometimes people call you not noticing that there is a holiday where you're located. You can set that one up, and also what this will do, allow you to have a different message for that. So you can tell people, oh, we are closed for this stats holiday, and then we get back to you, so they don't think that you're not just answering. Especially you might have clients from North America right now, somebody from United States calling you, not knowing is a Canadian holiday and wondering nobody's answering it. So it is just great to have that. And this is all easily managed, right? So when you go to holidays, I show you, you can upload it at the beginning of the year, you select when is your holidays, and you go from there. And then you also can limit who should ask, who should be on the directory. If people can search the directory and find you if you want to, and you can limit that and go from there. Next thing that we have here is a call queue, as I mentioned. So we have multiple call queues for the sales team and support and so on. So you can get very fancy with this, by the way. So for example, with the support team, you can have its own direct numbers as well. And then you can go to the recording. By the way, you can also put a recording like as people waiting, because the call queue need to find a user that answer the call, and the person might be on hold for a minute or two. So that's a great option here to upload a recording message, maybe tell the person on the call about your organization, right? So that recording here, when you call those numbers, thank you for calling Point Alliance. We've been in business for this and that. You upload that thing, so there's a whole music there that's going there. And then you also can manage it, that how long the person will stay on the call, and we say 60 seconds. And if there are more than 2 minutes, 2 people on the call, we send them to the voicemail. And if they stay on the call for more than 2 minutes, also they get forwarded to the voicemail, and then we get back to the user. So again, it's a great way of handling people if you have the times that you get lots of calls, and you want to make sure to be sensitive about people's time. The other one I mentioned is a holiday. So you upload this one at the beginning of the year. So we have all the holidays, like for where we are in Ontario, uploaded. So again, this will understand it. So will direct the auto attendant based off those days. And then you got all your phone numbers, right? As I mentioned, there's a different voice app numbers and user numbers, and you can always go, depends on your licensing. So you can go to add more numbers, and you go from here. So I can say I'm looking for numbers in Canada, and looking what type of numbers. So it will tell you like auto attendant numbers and those things, and tell you how many you can get. So you can say I need 5 of those, and search based off the where you are. And that's the great thing about it. How amazing is this, that you can get your numbers yourself. You don't have to talk to anybody or make a request of those things. And then based off my location is give me some option of what numbers is available. And then I go next. So it's going to get me 5. Again, it's going to present me with a bunch of numbers. I can choose to want them or not. Maybe I'm looking for specific numbers. I can say, oh, no, I kind of like this one. They all start with a 557. So it's a consistency between the organization. I can place an order, so that numbers will all show up in my tenant. Or I can say, you know what, I don't want those one, I want to do another search, and maybe I want a different area code. So as easy as that. So that's another great part, the self-service part of this, that you can manage it yourself, and you don't rely on the outside source. And so again, lots of great features here, things from the called hold policy. You can park the call. Let's just say somebody calling you, you can park the call, and then you can message someone through the Microsoft Teams. Says, okay, pick up that call, and then I could go to the my Microsoft Teams and pick up parked call and so on. So that makes it very easy. And if you have not seen with the Teams, let me just bring this one up, that how it works. So just give me 1 second. Bring this one up here. So basically, this is as soon as you do have the Microsoft licenses added for the phone system, on the calls tab, you get the dial pad. It tells you a number, and then on the side here, you have all your if you have a missed calls, or you can go to the outgoing call, incoming call, voicemails, and so on. So it is just a great way to handle this thing. Again, the experience is identical almost on your mobile device. If you choose to, you can do the same thing, and you can see all this information. And you can see, just dial a number and go. That's it, as easy as that. So that said, let me just go back to my PowerPoint presentation. And we're gonna go back to that. And then, so again, this was a very short session on the Microsoft Teams phone. I hope you find it informative. I don't see any question here. Let me just check the questions. If any question, any chat. Again, you have our information. We'd be happy to answer any of your question you might have later time. You can reach out. Again, this is going to be posted by tomorrow morning on our website, on the Point Alliance YouTube channel as well, if you want to share it with your colleague. And also please check out our event section. This session is run on the third Tuesday of each month, so we have great topics coming up, and we would love to have you there. And if you did enjoy today's session, please leave us a review as well. So you can just scan this one with your phone with the QR code and let us know how we did. And that's it. That brings our event to the end. I want to thank you all again for being here today. I hope you find it informative, and looking forward to talk to you all soon. Thank you and have a great day.